Hi, Lisa Sticchetti here with the Renaissance Network, and I'm really excited to talk with Felix Lloyd, the CEO of Zoobean, who has agreed to talk a little bit about working with the Renaissance Network. Felix, thanks for joining. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Zoobean?
Yeah, think of us as a reading motivation software. The best analogy may be Fitbit or Duolingo, but for reading. We effectively, our best metric to move is how many minutes per day people of all ages read, but especially students. And we do that through gamifying the reading experience and providing them high interest nonfiction content.
Excellent. And you've been working with our organization for a couple of years to bring on talent. And thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks for doing it.
Tell us about your experience working with us.
Yeah, we've hired our marketing director, our most senior marketing person, our most senior client success, our VP of client success, a couple salespeople, and it's been outstanding. I was not someone who wanted to use a recruiter, but the initial reason for my almost needing to was just how much time and effort it was taking me and the team, and then my certainty that we weren't getting the best talent, even in the time and effort we were spending. And what I've seen since with these hires, especially the senior ones, it pays back itself. They're not just performing at a high level, but they have each tapped into their network for additional hires and references. And that's been, accretive for the business in general.
Yeah, excellent. And so I know when we started working together, as you said, you were a little skeptical. Uh, what was the biggest surprise that you found working with us?
I think I didn't appreciate, though it seems common sense now, how you find people that are not necessarily looking, and that of course would then lead you to potentially better talent. Not to say that the folks that are looking aren't going to be good talent, but pretty much everybody that we were recruiting or that when we posted jobs were people that came to us looking for a job. And I've been, whether surprise is the right word or just when you get a closer look at any industry that's tangential to yours, you sort of have an admiration. But when you start seeing what happens behind the curtain, I didn't realize how much you reach out to people and reach out, and the science behind how many you reach out to how many respond, to how many interact with you before they even get to me, and to see how many people you have to reach out to in the first place, like 1,000 or so, whatever it may be, to get to the point where I'm talking with the 4 or 5 I'm talking with. It's one, surprising, but it's also validating that, well, I couldn't have done that. And these 4 or 5 that are here are very solid. They want to be here and they're worth my time. So that's been a good thing I've learned through the process.
Excellent, good. I appreciate that. And I know you're a structured type of person, and I know we try to bring the structure with weekly meetings and giving updates. Have you found that methodology structure that we bring to the world of search helped as well?
Yeah, I think a transparent one. I like the transparency and the clarity. Um, like anybody who's running a business, I feel like I don't ever have enough time. And so when I know the time is following a process and methodology and it's being well spent, it's worth it. So yeah, we work with a lot of vendors for different things. You're the only recruiting vendor we work with. And I don't know that we have another that is so both clear methodology, transparency, and then the output that comes from that work.
Good. And also, you're a good sport too. When I kind of tell it like it is, if you will, I don't always hold back.
I love it.
I know not everyone does. Well, the
Okay.
clients appreciate it, but I speak to that a little bit because I know there's been many cases where you and I have said, well, let's look at it a little bit differently.
Yeah, well, I think that's where you gain my confidence in part was, you just, as I said to you before, knowing you started this and you're an entrepreneur's entrepreneur, you built it up, that gives a great degree of confidence. The stuff you can read about you. But the first time where I pushed back on a candidate or on a process and you listened and either pushed back on my reaction or said, ultimately, okay, I see your point, Felix. We're going to move forward and not proceed with that candidate. That encouraged it's built my confidence. It said, one, you're willing to dialogue, push back. You can have that conversation with me, and then you can both convince me when I may not be seeing it, and you can be convinced to not just push hard and sell something that may not be a good fit. Yeah, I've appreciated it. I think everybody should like that. That's the style. That's what
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. Yeah.
yeah, that's what you want from someone. You want good advice, a willingness to dialogue, and not just what you want to hear.
Yeah. Well, Felix, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this, and other people that might be watching this or considering potentially using us. So thank you.
Right on. Thank you.